Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn. Is doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my grown extended beautiful family. As always, thank you so much for the love and support through all the things that has taken place in my life. I always wonder, am I doing the right thing? And y'all always send beautiful message to let me know that, I'm doing something good out there. I'm impacting something. So I'm glad that you are able to give me that support. It's truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are uplifting, give you good insight that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, please go ahead and share them while you're at it. Give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support, as always. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music you're hearing in the background is from the channel of Self Healing Collective, and it's called Open Your Heart, Let Love In. 639 hertz. I've been doing a lot of 639 hertz lately. Heart chakra healing music, attract love, joy, and abundance. And I will post their information in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyokaz, if you don't like what you're getting, change what you're giving. I was last night, right before I went to sleep, I was on IG, and one of my singers, Kiki Wyatt, shared this TikTok video where this guy was in a car listening to this preacher talking about um, God made man, woman from a man. And whatever you give a woman, she will multiply it for you. And it's just like, if you make love to a woman, you know, they can't give you that back. But it's just fact is, what you give her is like you make love, they make a baby. If you buy groceries, she'll make you some food. And if you make you a meal, if you buy her a house, she will make it a home. But if you give her frustration, you just hear the whole congregation just busting out laughing, which is so true. We have spent our lives, not saying everybody, has been in situations where you were taken for granted. You were not appreciated. Even when you've seen all the red flags there, just telling you caution, check all emergency exits, go past, go. Don't even, make sure you collect your $200 and keep moving. And you have to be able to do that. When I tell you, it's like every experience in my life where I used to get mad if I used to, go back on memory lane and just key it up. And that lets me know, my energy, I didn't have the right energy of how I seen past experience. Every experience we have had is for a valuable reason. It always has a powerful purpose to impact our lives and as well as others that we connect with in a long way. And for that to be able to happen, it's just like with me, I'm being very selective. It's just like, when I didn't have that self-love for myself, and you've been with me for a while, you probably heard me say that I've been in very toxic relationships. Not all of them were toxic, but I put myself in situations where I jeopardized my mental well-being, my health, my love for myself and respect for myself. And it's just like, if you have been in toxic relationships where you could have been the abuser or the abusee, um there are lines of that had to be able to impact you for specific reasons for that growth within yourself. And like I say a lot, when anytime that you are lacking something within your life, within your self of being, you're placed in certain situations for that to change, for you to be able to heal yourself wherever, become aligned with your strengths so you can be across the board. And it's just like with these situations, it took me a long time for me. If I mention a situation I've been with my family, or well, my reflection of a blessing in a disguise, or a relationship, I used to speak very negatively of it. And it took me a long time to be able to see that as being a blessing. It's like a lot of people that we tend to attract is something that mirrors us that we might have. And I always tell people, don't feel like every person you're attracting is something that mirrors into you, but like it is supposed to be, you're that person's blessing as they're a blessing to you. You're both giving and receiving information that that is going to give you that knowledge that is needed, at that moment in time or further down the road. But there's a lot of times that we attract what we already hold within ourselves, or these are the things that is placed in our lives for us to be able to break those patterns that we kept connecting ourselves to, being able to allow ourselves to detach from those things or what we tend to attract. Because a lot of times it's like, God, dog, I've heard, even when I had my homeboys, they used to tell me like, Roz, I don't know what it is about me to keep on attracting these crazy chicks. Like, well, you better change your filter up. you sit up here dating the daggone Basic Instinct, or what is that, Hand that Rocks a Cradle or something like that. You better change that up like real quick. Like, but just being able to allow yourself to know, if you're not, whatever you're giving out is not being reciprocated, you need to allow yourself to eliminate yourself out of that situation. And a lot of times people take you for granted and not appreciate your presence. When you silently exit yourself out of that, they can appreciate you in your absence. And a lot of times you get that growth of healing when you're allowing yourself to not settle for anything. When you're into a relationship, I've used to, when not used to, I still do have different one-on-ones with people that, we have talked about our relationships and what we've been through, or the challenges whatever we had to face, or the things that we end up projecting out to others. And these are a learning experience because it's passed down from generation to generation. You've been exposed to it in one way or another. And these are the things where you have to allow yourself don't give love out where love is not, giving back. It has to be a 50-50 thing. And there's a lot of times was I was in relationships, and others can relate, that I put more love into a relationship than I was getting love back. And I always used to feel like, well, if I gave out more love, maybe that person would love me back in the same way I love them. But we don't realize when we're doing that, we are taking love away from ourselves to give somebody who's not even valuing you within your presence. And when you're doing that, you're all you are is just disrespecting yourself within your being of love. You're supposed to be able to allow yourself to understand that you have standards, being very selective even about the company you keep. And it's just like, for me, it's not just in partnership, it's even with people I connect with just on a platonic level. There's times where I feel very apprehensive, and I'll tell guys that I feel very apprehensive about talking to guys on one-on-one, because there's times where it was just like, oh, you're the one, or this and this and that. I'll say, you have the one, but it's just not in me. I'm not, that's not what I'm looking for right now. My life is really complicated and I'm still healing from my wounds. I'm not looking for that. And there's times where I felt like when I was lonely, I had to be able to partner up with somebody. And that's not the right reason for you to be partner up with anybody. You have to be able to heal from the first wound that you had from the first connection before you add another wound. When you're connecting with someone else, you have to go through that initial grace period of healing, being able to understand what has taken place within your union with a significant other, whether it was baby daddy, baby mama, wife, husband, or even lifetime partners. Whatever you have gone through, that was emotional and mental and spiritual or whatever scar, those are the things you have to do. Because there's a lot of times we're in situations and we just, oh, it's okay, maybe they were in a bad mood today, or oh, it's okay, they may have a lot of a lot on their mind. I've been in situations where I made excuses up where I seen it and I just didn't want to acknowledge those things. And it's just like, when somebody ever asked me what I wanted in a relationship, I was just, the fact is, I was happy just to be in a relationship. And that you basically making it easy for a person to just treat you any kind of way. And I've even heard people say, I'm low maintenance. You don't ever want to tell somebody you're low maintenance, because that basically feels like I can treat you like anything. And as long as I'm just skinning and grinning in your face and you telling me telling you what you want to hear. That's all you want. So I ain't got to expect, I ain't got to put in much what you're not expecting. And that's where you have to allow yourself, you go through these certain periods of situations. And it doesn't have to be with a person that you're dating. It's just with people in general. If you're not giving me the same respect that I'm giving you, I'm just going to, chuck it off as a loss and keep moving. I'm like, I really wish you well, but I'm not connecting with that. I've been in situations where it was like I was being that person that always called, always text, always checked up on that person, or this person will say that they'll call me and then they'll come up with excuse about what they want, like it was like something that they obligated to have to do. And when you're allowing yourself to heal, you become very sensitive to the different frequencies that people put up. And it's like if you're getting that type of alertness within yourself, within your psyche, it's telling you something's not right about this, or you feeling a certain type of way, that's letting you know. It's like your intuition, your intuitiveness is a silent, silent snitch, and you have to be able to allow yourself to know when something's telling you something's not right. Don't go digging deep for it just to be able to do that. They're trying to stop you, stop you. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, basically. And being able to be very selective about what you allow to embody you in that kind of way, because there's a lot of things that we're attracting where we're still carrying around old wounds, and we tend to attract that. And we're all trying to be able to heal, but you have to be honest about what things you're healing from. That's why I tell people I'm very selective about who I talk to. When I give it straight up, hey, I ain't looking for nothing. I don't have time for that. um and it's just like I'm allowing myself to just really heal. When you're in a situation the way I'm in a situation, you always wonder, why is that person really with you? And I just don't have that time to be sitting up here trying to figure you out like that. Because if I'm that type of person where I'm supposed to be the main one and you still got auditioning for all these many, I say I'm selfish. I ain't got time for that. I don't like sharing. I just don't like sharing. But all my experiences, I can really truly say, without being like funny or anything, I can really sit up here and say they were all a blessing in disguise to me. And it took me a long time to be able to say, you know what, this is what I want in my life. And these are the things that I feel like I deserve. I'm worthy of what I deserve. And you have to be able to set yourself on those boundaries, because there's times where I've connected, and I even been where people want to test and see how far they can go with you. And if it's the type of thing where you're in a situation where a person is so used to apologizing, it's like, okay, I can do this and I'll apologize, it'll be okay. And then it becomes a repeated pattern. And the more you keep forgiving that person, is the less respect they're going to have for you, because they all got to do is like, oh, yo, I'm sorry, and then be over there. I'm like, oh, it's okay, and stuff like that. But then it's just like, those situations we tend to learn and live by. And it can be hard, because especially if you invested a lot of time within these situations. And sometimes it's like, when I look at the situations I put in, I'm like, I'm embarrassed by this, because it's like, even if I talk to people from like 10, 15 years ago and they say you still dealing with stuff like that, and it's embarrassing to say at that time, yes. But it's just like, when I'm in my situation, we're all dealing with karmic cycles where you feel like you want to exit, or you want somebody to be able to save the day, or you want to be able to run from the issue. And God boxed you in to make sure you ain't going nowhere until you and that person end up being on mutual grounds. Either you're going to allow yourself to forgive and let go and have a understanding. That's how just some people are. You have to understand, when we have walked around like lost in transition with these veils over our eyes, being able to think the illusion was truth and truth was illusion, whatever, like that. And then all of a sudden, when you go through this spiritual awakening, it just seemed like folks mask of their true faces is falling off, and you see that everything that you believe and you saw and you thought was all a lie. And so you have to be able to respect those different things that's taking place in your life that really showed you the truth. And as I say a lot, truth is not always pretty, but it's like, when I allow myself to sit with myself, which I really do, and that allows me to express myself, being able to understand these are the things that's going to better me, even though it may feel like it's breaking me, but it's breaking me away from what I thought was the norm. Living, growing up I was always around exposed to toxic relationships because I felt like that was the norm. And then when it's just like when I get to that point and I said, I know what I deserve, it's just like some of my friends, when I'm telling them, I said, girl, I've been celibate for almost close to 4 years, a little bit over 4 years now. And they were like, what's wrong with you? You going to a convent or something? I'm like, no, it's not even about that. But I feel like I'm gonna put myself on hold because it's just like, especially with that energy, it's swapping energy. I'll tell people I'm very heavy on that because you know who you've been with. You can't guarantee what the next person been with because you're not just sleeping with that person. You're sleeping with that person who whatever they connected with and so forth and so forth. And you don't know what kind of energy they're messing around with, especially nowadays. All these things is coming up. You don't know what the heck you're catching. So I said, I'm good, boo. I'm so good. It ain't even worth that because I used to be that type of person. To get over one, I brought in another one. And it's just like, what are you doing? You add no more drama to your life than you even really need to because you feel like you have to be connected with somebody to feel something, be connected with somebody to think you're somebody. I've seen people that I'm related to that feel like being married is just, it's all like, the White House and the big picket fence, the white picket fence. It's not even about that. You have to be with somebody who is going to give you exactly what you want to get what you're receiving and vice versa. And if it's just the fact is that you're not getting what you're putting out, you have to change about how what you tend to want to produce out towards yourself. You have to be very selective. You have to be able to get to know people, see what their ticks are. I always tell people, if you're, especially when it comes to dating, see how they treat their parents. Okay. See how they treat their ex, all those different things. See how they act when they're mad. When you're doing that, because especially if you like to drink or whatever you tend to do on your leisure time, sometimes they always say a drunk person speaks a sober mind. You tend to see another person come out when circumstances change, and you have to be able to say, is this worth my time, or am I invested in something that's going to be a big come up for both of us? Because a dream team, you trying to get something that you can collaborate with and you can be able to go far with that. And you want to be in a stable situation where it's only you and only you when it comes to these dating situations, or if you're having friends that you call friends, and it's just like so many different things that come around, and it's just like your hard times is a truth teller for you. And I was watching one of them crime shows the other day on what is it, either Kendall Ray, where this girl was held responsible for her mom's passing. And it's just like people she called friends, everybody turned their back on her, even including family, because it's like certain things wasn't adding up. But it was just like in the predicament she in, it was clearly shown that she didn't do that. But that's life when it comes to the people that want to serve and protect. They're very selective about that, and they do what they there's some cops that's out there, they do their job, and some they just want to pin it on so they ain't got to worry about it no more. But those dark times tend to reveal who is there for you when you're down and out and you're going through a bad situation. Is the people around you are lifting you up, being encouraging to you, or those are the ones that's trying to make your situation worse than what it actually was? And you have to be able to take that for what it's worth and be able to understand. I always tell people, pay attention to how people treat you when you down low, because some people like to kick a dog when it's down. But if you have that person wants to empower you, want to see you grow, want to see you heal, want the best to come out of you, not the stress that's coming out of you, those are the ones you keep close. But you have those ones that'll be quick when you turn your back and then mock you and do all this and then tell whatever this and this and that. You have to appreciate that too, because that lets you know if you're down, you're not with me when them storms come. You daggone sure don't need to be around me when when the sun comes out and shine for me. So these are the things. If you do not like what you're getting, you gotta change up what you're giving. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. Y'all would love to give a post notification shout out to It's Already Done Thomas, Mimi B, uh, Jody Morgan, and Hallie, much love to you. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a line. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. I'll leave all my contact information at the bottom. Share, tell somebody about it. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. And I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. And I'll see you next time. Peace.